of an organization, but doing my own thing. So welcome to Hacking HR. This is the first intro ever done about soft skill training. It is my independent project here. Hacking HR is about your goals and the job market needs align. It's about matching what you want with yourself and what you're able to do with what the market actually needs. So, a couple of lines about me. I'm Ilan Shenkar, and I help training programs and nonprofits to be more relevant to the Israeli market needs. And I do this in two different ways. One is by developing collaborations based on shared needs between the training programs, the nonprofits, and companies to do something together. And the other way is by operating a soft skills coaching program for work needs in a data-driven approach. And the forward we will go on, the more you will understand about it. There will be time for questions at the end of the session. So please, if you got questions, you can write it on the chat, on a note, whatever you need. I want to start with something personal, my why I do what I do. So it's about on these days, everything seems fast, blur, noisy, uncertain. And develop our own skills and abilities, for me, it's like investing in it's a safe investment. It's like a stock market, but instead of buying some shares that we don't know what it means, we invest in ourselves. And I believe actually that everybody deserves to bring to the table their own personality to fulfill their potential, unlock their abilities, and to benefit from it, whatever it means. And more important, it's no matter how complicated your background is. This drawing is like to reflect how we start as little cute ponies and become unicorns. That's what happens when you unlock your own skills. So let's start with the story time, okay? I'm a storyteller, so this is my tool to explain what's going on in the world. I want to start with talking about, because employment markets are pretty complicated, I start with something more physical, food, okay? And I want to draw this. This is the journey, what you see here, the circles of food from the day they come in the field, food production, they got into the trucks, go on a whole supply chain until they reach the supermarket, your table, you throw it away and recycle it, and then the seeds plant new food and whatever. But is the journey of people in the job market similar? So I want to describe here how the world of work actually looks like from the place that I come from as a researcher of what happens in employment markets. When we're kids, we go and get education from parents, from whatever, from school, and then we get what we call some kind of career orientation. Some non-profits come to the school, or if you're from a specific background, so there is all non-profit that helps Olim people or all kind of Arab people, whatever, because sometimes you have some, you just don't know how to answer this question of what do I want to do when I grow old. And then you decide some kind of vocation or open your mindset by going to higher education, professional training. After this, you fall under this kind of program. We are an experiential program that comes after training. And it actually takes, after university or training programs, you always feel that, hey, I need to, something with my experience is not resolved yet, okay? I have no hands-on practice. This is what we complain about after every time. And it's okay because it's not their job. Training programs, higher education programs needs to provide us the skills, the hard skills or the mental skills to overcome challenges but they won't provide us the practice. And this is the place where experiential programs come. It can come in a shape of coaching, internship programs. There are all kinds of experiential programs, hackathons. Atalia's project here is an experiential program, of course. Then you go to work. From work, you do what you do. You probably know that there is internal corporate training for managers, for employees, for all kinds of reasons. And then you feel like, okay, I need to fulfill myself a bit more. I'm ready to do something more challenging. You go to advanced training or higher education like master programs, PhDs, whatever. Then you start becoming, you can definitely call yourself, yes, I'm experienced. Whether I transition from A to B to C or doing the same path, but you feel confident by this time. And then at the end of this employment chain, you get self-employment, retirement, you have all kind of ways to do, and this is so on and so forth. But actually, this chain exists only in theory. It's not real. It sounds logic, but actually the parts are not really linked. They're not aligned with each other. And this costs all of us money and mainly time. Time is the most precious resource that we all have. Why this lack of alignment and this chain is not doesn't communicate with each other? Well, the world is a mess, okay? Economic crises, technology advancement, we are communicating digitally, but we're still not we're still not educated or trained enough. It's not a habit. We didn't born with a phone in our hands like our kids, for example. Technology, AI, everything is going fast, jobs getting displaced, new jobs getting created, the world, politics, environment, it's all changes too fast, but we do not act with a sense of urgency towards it, at least in my opinion. We're not on it. And it takes me to a new organizing principle of what's going on at work. And what we feel is that time is actually more important than money. It's not like we were educated as kids that time equals money. And it doesn't. Think about it a second. Time never gets back. Money, you can lose it, you can invest it, you can earn more. But time, once you use it, it won't come back. Our life here is actually short. And once we understand this, it introduces actually new values. I choose to live by this way, okay? And I hope you will identify with this too. Well, first of all, we talk about our actions and our pocket need to be in the same place. It's what we call people that like social impact and stuff like this, call it double bottom line. It's like when I do good and I make money, goes together actually well. It's about choosing a workplace that satisfies me, that brings something good to the world. It's about when I don't know, if I'm a self-employed person, what kind of clients I want to work with, and I want to work with people that treats people. I don't care about machines that much. This is my personal preference. But it's about matching, doing good, and doing money at the same time, because life is short to separate it, right? Then it's about taking risk, but calculated one. Dudu Tassa, Israeli singer, has a great song called A Glorious Failure is Better Than Dreams in the Drawer. And it's an invitation to push our boundaries to something pretty new. Then, and just try, right? We might fail, but it's better than not trying at all. Then it's about nurturing a culture of innovation. Not all of us were born and raised in technology. And for those that don't come from this background, it's like, what? Experimenting? I am too afraid to push this button. Technical people love to push buttons and try to see what happens. This attitude of change that is constant become a new normal. And once we adopt it, so yalla, dance. And more often, authenticity and degree. We make too much effort to split our identity, who we are. This is the Ilan at work and this is the Ilan outside. And I mean, life is too short to live with a mask. I want to be myself everywhere. And because these efforts that we do take a lot of time to overcome. Now let's talk degree, okay? What is hacking HR all about? So this program aims to help you set realistic goal, identify your gaps, reach this goal, have a clear action plan to reduce the gaps, and actually constantly train on reducing them. Because what happens in you try one time something, you don't get it to change your behavior. Only constantly training improves your behavior and changes to the way that you need to reach your goal. So this program overview is intense. We do things hands-on and on it right now. It's experiential. You will push yourself in real life situations. Part of the assignments that you do are in real life. It's personalized. We have one-on-one coaching sessions to tailor what we learn on your personal situation. It's digital simply because this way I can scale it and do it wherever I am in the world. It's guided. For now, it's me, and hopefully in the future other people will join in. But I want to stabilize and see how it goes with in a small sample with the guest here. And it's collaborative. We have a group, we discuss things, we share challenges, learn from each other's experience, and move on. The features here of this program, so it consists of 4 parts that have a loop. Every week we do something like this. You get self-paced content to learn from my Notion notebook. I documented a lot of cool things I learned about skills, and you can learn about it. In the future will be more interactive and stuff like that, but at the moment it's just learning content, watching some videos. Then we have a workshop to practice in Eventbrite. In the end of the session I will invite you to the first one. After the workshop, you practice, so you have homework. You want to, I give you an assignment to experience in real life to reach your goal. Come on, I worked on the presentation late night. The arrow it's flipped. So, and then after you experience, failed, success, whatever happened there, we have a one-on-one feedback session to reflect on it, and it's happened on Calendly. I give you my link, you schedule whenever you want, and that's it. All of this is supported with a chat on Telegram. The cherry on top here, that from time to time, because I'm very active also meeting people, every day I have 3-4 different meetings with people that are very interesting. So it brings occasional opportunities. It can be a job opportunity, internship opportunity, volunteering opportunity, mentorship opportunity, something that can push your boundaries and improve your skills at work. It could be a job opportunity again. And I put an alarm here because once you get it, it can blow away in less than an hour. So once I give it to you, you are the God, and you decide what to do with it. And on top of that, I provide also relevant mentor on demand. For those of you that come from a training program, so usually the mentorship is covered financially from the side of the training program. Those that are independent, I can introduce between people and that I feel that there is a good fit. And whether it's a 15-minute talk or they need to support you something interesting and they will charge for it, it's up to you for you to decide. What is the content? What do we actually learn? What is soft skills coaching, and what does it mean? What's inside of it? Okay, so it consists of all kinds of categories of skills that are relevant to be great at work. It's not something that I decided, but organizations, for example, the OECD, Organization of Economic Developed Countries, decided on researching thousands of employers and employees and assessments, and they decided that there is a bunch of family of soft skills that workplaces need to to move forward. Okay, and I review them here shortly. Flexibility and adaptability. Okay, how much if I drop you in a new situation, how easy do you adapt? Initiative and a purpose-driven attitude. When you get a mission, how fast you do it. Social and multicultural skills. Work culture in Israel and everywhere is different, even inside different industries, working in high-tech, in service industries, in service providers, in manufacturing. Every place have a different social context, even inside Israel. Not to talk about globally. Productivity and accountability. It's basically project management skills. How organized and accountable you are for your results. Do you measure results? Do you measure the right results on time? Stuff like this. Leadership and responsibility is this sense of ownership. I am able to lead myself, people are responsible of, from spot A to spot B, and at the end of the process, that people won't hate us or be pissed off or burn out because of consequences of our decisions. Creativity and on innovation. It's basically how you take a concept from one place and adapt it in another setup and try to bring something that is a bit different. Critical thinking and problem solving. When you get a detail, do you take it for granted or you ask questions about it, and what kind of solutions you bring due to these kind of questions. Effective communication deals with what we do with each other. Speaking, now I'm introducing you a concept of soft skills. Are you able to understand them or not? What are you talking about? Sometimes we feel that we have nice intentions, we with ourselves convinced that it's super clear, but then we tell it to somebody and they don't get us. And this is where presenting ourselves, for example, for a job place, present our project to stakeholders, come into hand. Collaborations, sometimes we just need to cut some slack and give people opportunity to share things. Managers usually have problem to give work to the employees and trust them. Employees usually, have other businesses or busy with other things, and then what they do. So how we collaborate together to reach a goal. Information literacy is when I search for information online, how do I identify if it's bullshit or not? People that look for information in Hebrew in Israel are mainly exposed to advertising and marketing materials and less independent content, and it's a problem. It allows them, it brings them to be exposed to less better quality information for granted, and it's hard to find quality information in Israel besides going to university or research institutes. But the problem is that who reads it? Besides researchers, of course. Media literacy. How are we able to do these nice Canva presentations using all kind of AI features easily to express ourselves, to make this workshop via Zoom, and hopefully to transmit some human feelings and not feel that like I'm a bot. And finally, technology literacy. Using technology to build tools and do things better. It doesn't necessarily mean to be a programmer. For part of you, yes, it means to do and challenge yourself building things from scratch. For people like me, just building no-code application, a website on Wix, is technology literacy. I need to be skilled enough to do that, and not everybody is able to do so. So this is the kind of content that are provided in this coaching session. Lastly, the recipe for success, or the contract between me and you. What are the expectations to really reach whatever you want to reach in this program, okay? I want you to under-promise things so you can over-deliver them. Don't bullshit me, don't sweet talk to me. I won't do the same for you, okay? I never will promise you nice things. I will give you realistic expectations. Everything will go as hell. You will cry, you will complain, but at the end, I hope to over-deliver you. Also, I will always be on it, okay? Yes, I have my personal life. I have 2 kids. I have a dog. I have clients. I have my daily life, but I always be on it and check that you are served, and I give you what I promised. If I said a weekly workshop, a weekly workshop will happen, okay? And then about this opportunity with the red siren that I mentioned before. When opportunity comes, please drop everything and take it. I don't know if it's urgent, how urgent is it, but put it in top of your mind. I won't bother you with something that is bullshit and not relevant. Also, I want us all to gain confidence fast, okay? And to do so, we will experiment in real life situations. Furthermore, life is not a test. We don't do things to pass a test, even when it's called an interview at work or an exam in a university. We fail, we cry, we recover, we learn, and we try again. Okay? This way, consistently, with positive support, you will nail it. And more important, I want us to connect to the children that we are and ask silly questions like why? Why we do what we do. The first workshop will be next Wednesday on 10 a.m. Okay? And it's about unlocking skills for hacking HR. These workshops are for everybody for free. And this is actually the reason why is because this is my marketing. Okay, this is how I can let people know that this is what I do. So I do it on Eventbrite, and you can publish it to anybody that you want. But the guys that are in this program in paid get the other 3 pieces of the puzzle: the one-on-one, the self-paced content, and the assignments. All others do not get it. This way I can ensure and measure the paying customers of this project. I can measure over time how much time did the result take, what kind of challenge we overcame, what best practices work. This is me trying to be data driven on this approach, and I use a database to document these kind of things. So I can learn and improve even my processes. So I invite you guys to ask questions. Thank you. What's up?
I have a question. While we're starting like the process, and how are we gonna choose or adjust the tasks to, like, how are you gonna adjust the tasks to me personally, to my needs? Is it gonna be like a personalized task or a general task to all? And yeah.
Okay, so good question. What I plan here to do is the start point for every participant is a one-on-one. Okay, actually start with a form. Some the guys that come from Developer Institute here already fill a form and documented what they feel they're struggling with. Okay, according to that, I'm tailoring the program. The program is adjusted by the combination of people. If I have 10 people inside and I see 8 people complain I have a lack of experience, I found a way how to overcome their lack of experience. I invent a project. I collaborate with an organization to make a project. I look for an internship that is relevant for them. These kind of solutions. If we identified, okay, we don't know how to present ourselves correctly, so I tailor a workshop about self-presentation. And in a one-on-one, we reflect about, for example, you, Atalia, as a non-profit CEO, You need to present, I don't know, to stakeholders, investors, whoever it is, and I work with you one-on-one on presentation skills for your specific project. And that's what happens on one-on-one. You tell me, hey, I tried my assignment. My assignment was to reach 3 different partners and have this presentation. And then in the one-on-one, you tell me, Ilan, I went there and they didn't get me. I don't know what I did wrong. It took me too much time and they cut me after 2 lines. What happened? In other example, Dimitri here might have a job interview, and his job assignment was to talk with 3 recruiters on LinkedIn and present himself in 1 line and see if they reply, and if they reply, if he can able to have a one-on-one session with them, just to present himself. Then Dimitri will come to me and tell me, hey, I tried. I felt, I don't know, my English wasn't too good, or I feel lack of confidence and she didn't understand and she told me goodbye, or she told me I'm not experienced enough, whatever. So this is the kind of procedure of how experiential learning works. Is it clear, Atalia? Cool. More questions, guys?